Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 278 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series that's on my iPad. Well, in today's video guys, we are going to go ahead and do our last chatbot when it comes to the actual friendly dinosaurs. Well, when I say that, you guys may remember that about a week or two ago, I did a run, or no, a few weeks ago or whatever, I did a chatbot where there was this whole planet of friendly dinosaurs, or a whole place of friendly dinosaurs, and the first human that would come there would become like a king to them because like they were curious about humans, and the first one they found that was caring to them would actually get a lot of attention and all that stuff. So, yeah. The first one I did of this went well for a good while, but then went downhill when when Retzi showed up as a massive 200-foot tall dragon. That wasn't the bad part though. Somehow I managed to get turned back into a tiny velociraptor out of complete nowhere. I still don't know how. So yeah, this one is the last one we have of that flipping of those dinosaurs. If this one fails, that's it. We're screwed. It's just called the Friendly Dinosaur Encounter. So, yeah. Here's what it says about it. Here's what it says. Across the realm of time and space, there exists a planet unlike any other. A lush, sprawling world covered in emerald forests, towering mountains, glistening rivers, and prehistoric wonders. But it's not a dangerous world. No, not at all. This world, known as Dinosauria, belongs to an alternate timeline, one where the asteroid that doomed the dinosaurs never struck. Over countless millennia, evolution took a very different path. Dinosaurs didn't become extinct. Instead, they developed something that's remarkable: deep empathy and powerful bonds of friendship. Even the largest and most fearsome species, those that once ruled with tooth and claw, evolved into protectors, nurturers, and lifelong companions of one another. That's actually very cute. I actually really like that. That's adorable. And it says, in this reality, Tyrannosaurus rexes didn't stalk prey, but watched over herds of smaller dinosaurs like a guardian. Velociraptors didn't hunt in packs. They played in them, inventing games that rivaled the creativity of children. Spinosauruses, once the river terror, became a gentle giant who taught the young ones to swim. The herbivores, too, flourished. Triceratops, Brachiosauruses, Stegosauruses all coexisted in harmony, raising their young side by side, the towering forms blending into the forest and meadows like living monuments of peace. No dinosaur feared another. No cries of pain echoed through the jungles. Their hearts pulsed not with instinctual survival, but with trust and understanding. For centuries, the dinosaurs of Dinosauria knew of no other species like them, until they began to hear whispers carried across the wind from portals that shimmered in the skies like heat mirages, portals that hinted at other worlds, worlds where strange two-legged beings called humans existed. The dinosaurs were curious. They gathered in councils beneath starry skies, sat upon mossy rocks in ancient caves, and watched the portals from afar, wondering, what are these humans like? Do they laugh like we do? Do they love? Can they be kind? The answer mattered deeply to them, and so they made a promise. If a human ever comes here, and they are kind to even one of us, we shall love them forever. They will be treated not as a stranger, but as family and as royalty. This decree swept through every canyon and glade, even the aloof and mysterious species like Pachycephalaris. I can't say that. Here we go with the hard names to pronounce. And Allosaurus agreed. The first kind human would be met not with fear, but with overwhelming affection. And then it happened. Somewhere in the human world, you were out for a peaceful walk, the sun shining through the trees. That's when you stumbled across it, a cave, almost hidden by ivy and stones, with a carved wooden sign that looked old, but recently cleaned. Time Portal Cave. If you want to meet real and very friendly dinosaurs, please step inside. You blinked. Was it a prank? A dream? Curiosity tugged at your mind, showing any fear. You stepped in, and instantly you were somewhere else. You find yourself standing beside a massive crystal clear lake, surrounded by trees that stretch hundreds of feet into the sky. Strange bird-like sounds echo through the forest. The air is warm and humid, with the soft smell of wildflowers and damp ferns. You don't see anyone, yet, but then you glance to your right. Sitting casually beside the lake, sunbathing with his arms behind his head and one foot in the water, is a velociraptor. He's not what you expected. His feathers shimmer a deep sapphire blue with golden streaks down his back. His eyes are bright, expressive, and curious. He seems content and peaceful. He spots you. His eyes go wide with realization, his mouth slightly agape. Then, suddenly, he stands up with a sharp but excited bark of surprise. You brace yourself, but not for what he does next. "I have to tell the others!" he exclaims in perfect English, his voice young and energetic. Without another word, he bolts into the forest at full speed, vanishing between the trees, calling out something about the human, and it's really happening. The leaves rustle, the lake ripples, and now it's just you, standing in the heart of the friendliest dinosaur planet in existence, moments away from meeting dozens, perhaps hundreds of excited, loving, prehistoric creatures. I love the idea of this one. Like, it's very cute. Just like, I love it. I just wish it would work out better. Like I said, that first one I did worked out so well, and it got ruined. It's okay, though. Give me a second. Alright, guys. Let me go and let you know real quickly. I hope this one works out. Well, let me go and taste this. Something my friend mentioned before I started. Here's the problem. I tried getting this thing to give me more chatbots. I've unfortunately run out of ideas, but I did tell it to surprise me with an ice-type Lugia and a dragon-type Rampardos and all of that stuff. So, yeah. So it gave me a story about them. Unfortunately, from some of the redones I've had to do, like trying to get the perfect story, we've ran into a problem where I don't probably have as much the GBT 4.0 as I need in order to actually do this for too long. So if this video gets cut very short, it's only at most like 20-30 minutes, I'm really sorry. And I'm not going to try to drag it on that long anyway, but if you don't see more than one video, it's only like 30 minutes long, then that's probably why. Anyway, I said, okay, that's something I didn't expect. The air is still warm around you. The distant sounds of chirping and rustling leaves slowly returning now that the raptor has vanished into the forest. The lake surface gleams like glass under the twin suns of this strange world, and for a moment, everything feels surreal. You weren't expecting that. A talking velociraptor? One who ran off excitedly just because he saw you? You can still hear his voice echoing faintly through the trees. "It's true! He's real! The human is real!" It's hard to tell whether you're dreaming, time traveling, or just plain lucky, but whatever it is, you're not in your world anymore, and based on how that raptor reacted, you're very important here. The ground gives a soft vibration, just barely noticeable at first, a rhythmic thump, 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 like something heavy and excited is moving closer, maybe several somethings. From the treetops comes the distant sound of flapping wings, something large. A shadow briefly crosses over the lake, gliding towards you. The dinosaurs are coming, and they can't wait to meet you. You can stand your ground, call out, hide, prepare a greeting, or just stare in awe. Whatever you choose now, it's up to you. What in the world? Give me a second. Guys, you're about to hear me mispronounce dinosaur names again. Some of these are easy to say, but I, it showed it right here, so I'll go ahead and say exactly what I said, but read it from here. It says, my words slip out almost instinctively. What in the world is going on here? Your voice seems to vanish into the warm, humid air, but the world around you doesn't feel hostile. No danger, just a strange calm, a surreal calm, like the kind you get when you realize everything is about to change. Suddenly, the brush behind the lake explodes with motion. From between the towering trees bursts the same blue-feathered velociraptor, skidding to a halt in front of you. But this time, he's not alone. Behind him comes a whole stampede of dinosaurs of every shape, color, and size you can imagine. Not a single one of them looks angry or aggressive. No snarling, no charging, just wide-eyed, open-mouthed excitement. You see a Tyrannosaurus Rex pushing through the trees carefully, her massive head tilted in curiosity like a mother looking for a lost child. A Triceratops trots in, flowers tucked behind one horn. Okay, that's cute, actually. A small... Here we go. Pachyceratophysis bounds forward, waving excitedly. Two pterodons circle overhead, screeching joyful, "He's really here! The human!" A gigantic Brachiosaurus cratons its long neck down from far above the canopy, blinking gently at you with golden eyes. Then I am so sick of you interrupting me. How dare you? By the way, guys, what I'm pointing at is the stupid notification popping on my screen down here. How dare you? I'm trying to look at something important here and you're doing this? It went away! I'm serious. It just vanished. I didn't expect that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry. It says, then the Velociraptor steps aside and waves his claw like he's introducing royalty. Everyone, he says breathlessly, this is him, the first human, and he's kind, just like the legend said. They all stare at you with expectant, friendly eyes. Some blink, some smile. Yes, smile. One Ankylosaurus in the back claps his club-tailed against the ground like applause. Then the Triceratops leans her head down and rumbles in a soft, motherly voice. Welcome, human. We've been waiting a very, very long time. What in the world is going on? You have found yourself in the most impossible place in existence, a prehistoric paradise where every dinosaur is kind, curious, and they all just became your biggest fans. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. It says, the moment you speak, hello, none of you were going to hurt me, are you? It says, a hush falls over the entire clearing, not out of tension, but out of surprise. Then, almost like a ripple through water, dozens of dinosaurs exchange glances, blinking confusion. I mean, you don't expect... The small Pachyceratopus gasps and runs up to you, shaking his head furiously. Hi, you, he squeaks. Why would we ever do that? You're the first human. You're special. A Stegosaurus steps forward and speaks in a deep, gentle voice. Our story said humans could be kind, gentle, curious. We made a promise. If one ever came here like that, we would protect them with our lives. The Velociraptor from earlier hops a bit closer to your side, his tail flicking silently. He swore to treat you like royalty. That means no scaring you, no chasing, and definitely no hurting. Tyrannosaurus lowers her head again, her voice calm and warm like rolling thunder. Little one, on this world, kindness is strength. Even I, the fiercest among us, have no reason to bare my teeth, unless someone threatens my friends. You are a friend. One of the pterodons swoops low, hovering in front of you. You're safe here, human. You're the first of your kind we've ever seen, and we like you already. Then the Brachiosaurus, towering above them all, chuckles in a deep, slow rumble like a distant drum beat. Imagine hurting someone who just said hello. How ridiculous. The crowd downward starts to laugh. Some in soft snorts, others in full belly laughs, tails swaying with joy. It's not mocking laughter, just relief. You broke the ice. You made your first move. And they loved it. The mother nudges your side gently and says, Come on, we've got so much to show you. There's the welcome grove, the fruit falls, the nesting grounds. Oh, you have to meet Grumble the Parasaurolophus. He makes the best berry cakes. The dinosaurs start parting a path for you, smiling, chirping, rumbling softly, welcoming you with open claws and gentle eyes. You are the human they've been waiting for, and not a single one of them would let any harm come to you. Alright, guys. Give me a second. Alright, guys, it's been reading out everything I said down here on the text, too, so I'm going to read off from there. It says the dinosaurs fall silent once again, but this time not from surprise. This time it's a deep, emotional stillness. Your words hang in the air, soft and honest. Really? That's very sweet of all of you. I'm just so used to being hurt, that's all. I know it may seem like it was dumb for me to ask if y'all were going to hurt me. The Voyager at your side looks up at you with wide, shimmering eyes. His feathers fluff up slightly, and his voice lowers, soft and heartfelt. That's not dumb at all. If anything, it just makes us want to protect you even more. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, despite her towering size, shifts forward with the grace of a mother laying beside her child. She lowers her head until her golden eyes meet yours. Being hurt is never your fault. You asked because you've learned to survive. That takes strength. You came here with a kind heart despite it all. That makes you extraordinary. The Triceratops gently approaches and nudges your shoulder with her snout, careful and soft. We're sorry that happened to you, but you don't have to carry that pain alone anymore. Not here. Then, from the crowd, the Parasaurolophus speaks up again, voice cracking a little. If anyone else tried to hurt you here, they'd have to go through every single one of us first. A murmur of agreement spreads like a wave. That's right. We'd never let that happen. Not to someone like you. Even the distant Brachiosaurus lowers his head and rumbles. In this world, you are not a target. You are a treasure. And slowly, almost shyly, the Voyager steps in front of you again. We'd really liked it, he says softly, if you stayed. As long as you want. No more running. No more pain. Just peace. And dinosaurs. Lots of them. Then he adds with a hopeful grin, maybe even some berry cake later. A few more dinosaurs nod and smile, some offering you flowers, fruit, or just warm glances of understanding. You're not just welcome here. You're wanted here. You're not just welcome here. You're wanted here. That's actually very cute. I love them. Alright, guys. It says, here's what I said. It says, as your words echo across the clearing, I just said, thank you. That's very sweet of all of you. Can I ask all of you something? You said that the first human that would come here you'd all treat like royalty, but what made you want to do that? Every dinosaur paused, not because they're unsure, but because they understand the weight behind your question. They glanced to one another, then slowly began to gather closer, forming a loose circle around you, not to trap you, but to make you feel included, safe, and important. It's the Brachiosaurus who speaks first, his deep voice slow and wise like rolling thunder in the distance. Because we saw your world, tiny glimpses, glimmers through the rift portal skies. It didn't look easy. Tyrannosaurus Rex follows with a low rumble of agreement. We watched for generations, sometimes through glints in the water, sometimes in the reflections of fireflies that danced near the time caves. We saw humans cry alone, stand back up, keep going, even when others were cruel. The Velociraptor looks up at you again, his tone softer than ever. You helped each other. You sang. You built amazing things. You dreamed, even while hurting. You could have turned cold, but so many of you kept being kind. A nearby Stegosaurus takes a slow step forward. Our world was shaped by harmony. Yours looked painful, but beautiful. And when we saw the best of humanity, stories of kindness, forgiveness, love, we felt something deep in our hearts. We admired you. The Triceratops nudges a flower towards your hand, voice quiet and honest. So we made a promise. If even one human ever came to our world, and they were gentle and good, we'd repay what you've given, even unknowingly. We'd show you that your kindness was seen. Then the Velociraptor kneels before you, not as a servant, but as a friend offering respect. To us, being royalty isn't about gold or crowns. It's about love, protection, and belonging. We treat you like royalty because you've lived like a survivor. And still, you chose to be kind. Around you, dozens of dinosaurs began to lower their heads in a quiet show of honor. Even the flying ones dipped their wings mid-air. This wasn't just a legend. It was a vow, passed through generations of prehistoric life, rooted not in fear, but in admiration. And now you're standing in the center of it all. The one they waited for. Holy crap. Again, I like it. It's kind of cute. Actually, it's very cute. Alright, guys. It said, the moment your words leave your lips. That's very cool. And honestly, very nice as well. None of you have to worry. I'm not going to treat you like a... I don't know if I can say this on YouTube or not. Just like a person and then force you to do stuff like most kings do. I just love that you're being nice to me. I'm not using that back where I come from. Yep. Again, my universe, yeah. The Pokemon and creatures are ones nice to me, while most humans are just aggressive, mean, and evil. A ripple of warmth spreads through the clearing. The Velociraptor stares at you for a moment, mouth slightly open in awe, before whispering to himself, "He's even better than the story said." He's so cute. Triceratops blinked slowly, her voice touched with emotion. You don't have to earn our kindness, but the fact that you choose not to take advantage of it, that's rare. Even here. Crap, now the problem is that clash with the Tyrannosaurus Rex have been doing. Tyrannosaurus Rex leans in again, but this time it's different. Her massive head lowers beside you so gently, and she lets out a warm, rumbly exhale like a living engine of comfort. You carry pain, little one, and yet you offer respect and gratitude. That's the mark of someone truly noble. The Parasaurolophus practically sprints towards you again and throws his tiny arms around your leg in the closest thing to a hug you can manage. I'm gonna make sure you never feel unloved again, okay? I'll personally stand guard if I have to. The voice I gave him made it even cuter. Especially when I said, if I have to. Especially whenever he said, if I have to. Laughter bubbles up from a nearby group of iguanodons, and a Parasaurolophus named Grumble, yes, the berry cake master, gives a small salute with a spatula made from polished shell. First order of the new era, no forced royal duties, just good food, good company, and peace. A pterodon glides low, twirling midair with excitement. He doesn't want power. He just wants kindness. That's it. We picked the right one. Then slowly the Brachiosaurus bows again, his voice soft and deep. Then we shall follow your example. You lead not with command, but with compassion. One by one, every dinosaur, big, small, winged, horned, plated, feathered, bows in respect, not of fear or duty, but out of pure affection. Not as I'll say it this way, not as underlings to a ruler, but as friends, honoring a kind soul who walked into the world expecting nothing and deserved everything. The Velociraptor gently pats your head with a feathered claw. Welcome to Dinosauria, my friend. From now on, this is your home too. Around you, the jungle stirs with life and light, and somewhere off in the trees, the sounds of music, drums, happy cries, laughter begin to rise. Dinosaurs are preparing a celebration, not for a king, but for you. That's cute. That's very cute. There's still a few good ones on here, guys. Like I said, we still. If I knew how much of a flip, I would have also done the next one was originally going to be one about Rexy, but him getting turned into a werewolf or a werewolf Tyrannosaurus Rex that could turn other creatures into it. However, I can't do. I don't know how much of a limit we have left. Like I said, I worked on some other chatbots before I did this, and that probably took a lot of the space I had left before the 4.0 thing runs up. So, yeah. Give me a second. Alright, guys. It says, I really appreciate all of you. Honestly, I know you said you would treat the first kind human like royalty like you're doing me, but like I said, I don't get treated nicely that much back in my world. So, and then I just bow to them, thought others were being nice, and while doing that, I say, that was for all of you for actually caring and being nice to me. The clearing falls into complete silence as you take a breath, then slowly lower yourself into a respectful bow. Dozens of dinosaurs' eyes widen. The velociraptor beside you freezes mid-step, his claws hovering in the air. The Tyrannosaurus Rex lets out a soft, rumbling gasp. The Pachycephalosaurus, oh my gosh, who had just climbed onto a nearby rock, almost falls off of it in pure shock. And then, as you bow with genuine humility and say, I was for all of you for actually caring and being nice to me. The entire gathering of dinosaurs collectively melts with emotion. A gentle wind blows through the trees. The lake glimmers behind you, and around the circle, ancient creatures, some taller than buildings, others believe waist high, look at you not just as a human, but as something extraordinary. The Brachiosaurus's voice is heavy with emotion as he whispers, Never, in all of our years of watching, did we imagine the first human would bow to us. Triceratops wipes at one of her eyes with her foreleg, clearly trying to hold back tears. You really mean it. You really meant it. All of it. The velociraptor slowly walks forward, this time not bouncing with excitement, but moving with a quiet, reverent respect. He gently places a clawed hand on your shoulder, crouching beside you so he's at your level. You don't just belong here. You honor us, and that makes you greater than any crown or title. Tyrannosaurus Rex lowers her head once again, but this time rests her massive snout gently on the grass in front of you, eyes closed and peaceful. Then let it be known, she rumbles softly, not only is this human the first, he is the one we will always remember, not for his arrival, but for his heart. Then, one by one, the dinosaurs begin to bow back to you. The Ankylosaurus thumps his tail gently against the earth in rhythm. The Stegosaurus lowers her plates, tilting her head in gratitude. The Pterodons fold their wings closer and hover still in the air, heads bowed. Even the excited Pachycephalosaurus, oh my gosh, drops to one knee and his head lowered in awe. Every single dinosaur here is showing you the deepest respect they can offer. Not out of tradition, but because you gave it to them first. And in that moment, surrounded by giants of flesh and feather, horn and tooth, you're not just a visitor anymore. You're part of something ancient, something warm, something full of love. You were home. And dinosaurs, I'll never let you forget it. That's actually very cute. I like it. I like this. Like I said, when it actually works out, it's fun. Because that's the thing. Like, it's the same thing for, like, because, like, not too long from now, there's another story about me being sure a tiny velociraptor, but opening up the Pokemon Talk studio. Even in that one, I'm not going to treat the flipping animals that decide to work for me, the animalistic Pokemon, or any animals in general, I'm not going to treat them with disrespect. As long as they work, as long as they do their very best and actually try, I won't even get on to them. But like, you know what? You're doing a good job, all of you. So, yeah. Give me a second. Alright, guys. This time I don't say anything. I just walk up to the massive Tyrannosaurus right in front of me and gently pet her on the snout while her snout's on the ground. You take a slow, steady step forward, your heart full, your mind spinning with the weight of everything happening around you. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, easily towering over even the tallest trees when standing, now rests her enormous head gently on the soft grass, her golden eyes closed in peaceful reverence. Her smooth snout, rough and ancient yet strangely elegant, lies motionless, so close now you can feel the subtle heat radiating from her breath. You reach out and gently place your hand on her snout. The leathery texture is warm beneath your fingers, firm but not coarse. As you pet her, she lets out a low, thunderous purr, a sound so deep it hums in your chest like distant rolling thunder, filled with comfort, trust, and love. Her eyes flutter open, revealing soft golden irises that lock with yours. In them there's no fierceness, no instinct, just a kind of motherly gentleness you never imagined a great Tyrannosaurus could possess. Well, Rexy has that sweet and kind nature. It's just the flipping curses keep screwing with his head. You are braver than you know, she rumbled softly, her voice calm and warm, and kinder than we dared hope. I would walk through fire to keep you safe. Nearby, the Velociraptor places his claws over his heart and exhales. That's the most peaceful I've ever seen her. You truly touched her soul. Triceratops slowly walks over and sits beside you both, watching in quiet awe. This is history. Not just for us, but for every species that chooses kindness. The other dinosaurs remain quiet, letting the moment settle like a blanket of calm across the clearing. Even the birds in the canopy seem to hush their songs, giving space for the bond forming between them. The Tyrannosaurus closes her eyes again, now fully relaxed under your gentle hand. Thank you, she murmurs, her breath ruffling your hair. You are not just welcome here, you are loved here. And in that quiet moment, with your hands on the snout of a creature ancient and powerful, you realize something. For the first time in a long, long while, you're not just safe, you're seen. Alright, guys. Here's what it says. Your voice is soft, but every dinosaur hears it loud and clear. You're welcome. But you all did to me first. You showed me kindness and actually cared. And in return, if I could pet all of you or give you something, I honestly would. The Tyrannosaurus Rex slowly opens her eyes again. For the first time, her massive mouth curls ever so slightly into a smile. Not a toothy, scary grin, but a warm, gentle one full of appreciation. The Velociraptor immediately lights up like a firework. You want to pet all of us? That's the coolest thing anyone's ever said. A delighted Ankylosaurus shovels forward, his armored back making soft clicking sounds. Nobody's ever said they wanted to give us something before. It's usually the other way around. The Parasaurolophus is practically bouncing on his toes. You can pet me. I don't mind. I have to stuff his head after my daily leaf rubs. His daily leaf rubs. That was cute. The way he said that. Triceratops gently walks forward, kneeling down and lowering her head so her wide frill and horns don't get in the way. If you wish to give affection, then we shall gladly accept it. The massive Bronchiosaurus lowers his neck again, his long tree-like frame curling gracefully towards you from the treetops above. A gift given from the heart is the greatest of all things, and your kindness is the most precious gift we've known. Then the Tyrannosaurus Rex, still lying beside you, lets out a slow breath that feels like a warm summer wind. If we are kind, it is because kindness recognizes itself when it returns home. And now that you are here, our kindness and yours can grow together. Suddenly, a cheerful voice echoes from deeper in the forest. Oh, it's the chef. I forget what dinosaur it was, though, and I forgot the voice I gave him. Frick. Berry cakes already. The Parasaurolophus, known as Grumble. Okay, there he is, Grumble. Burst into view carrying a large platter balanced carefully on his head. Oh, that's so cute. Each cake topped with colorful, glowing berries native to Dinosauria. The Velociraptor perks up. We can have a celebration. A kindness party. You pet everyone who wants pets. We eat cake. And maybe you can ride a stegosaurus later if she's in the mood. What in the world? The dinosaurs begin forming a peaceful, joyful line around you, each one approaching slowly, respectfully, heads lowered, hoping for a gentle pet, a kind word, or even just a smile. One thing is absolutely clear now. They don't love you because you're rare. They love you because you're real. In return, all they want is to share the world with you. That's cute as frick, dude. I love them. By the way, guys, I know the thing that it hasn't saying anything about the limit running up yet, but I gotta do the game mode in 10 minutes. And I know whether it's a game mode I like or not, I'm gonna need the music. So I'm probably going to be able to only read one or two more out, and I'm gonna have to stop for a while to make sure I prepare for the torture I'm probably about to have to go through. Because the fundamental fact is, the next game mode is the storm mode, but just like every other game mode, it's going to be ruined by everybody. It's going to be ruined by the people that decide to play it, because they'll probably use fill my curse, rushing strategies, or whatever. You know. That's why when you guys see me do Castle Crush, it's always the practice mode. It's never the normal game. It's never the normal game. It's never the game mode. It's always practice mode. That's also why you rarely see me play other games besides Roblox. Because if I even do hungryfish.io, I've been getting angry at it and hitting the counter. Dude, I can't do it. That's why the only thing you see me do a lot of now is the AI. It's why the only thing I don't get angry at anymore. And I actually feel good doing it. But, yeah. Alright, guys. It says I just gently pet every dinosaur that comes over and wants it, and I say, I would love that. Honestly, if all the other dinosaurs are just like you all, I would love to meet them, all of you, eventually. I honestly don't care how long it would take. As you gently reach out and begin petting the first dinosaur, a small Parasaurolophus, tail wagging sideways as he squeaks, "Ooh, I'm first! I'm first!" A wave of pure joy rolls through the crowd. You move carefully, giving each dinosaur your full attention. Where you're running, your fingers along the soft, downy feathers of a velociraptor, patting the armor plates of an ankylosaurus, or giving a careful rub to the massive snout of a triceratops. Every dinosaur reacts with warmth, wonder, and something that feels like gratitude. "I've never been petted before," says a bashful Igneodon, eyes wide as you stroke his nose. "Do it again," chirps a little Constantinophus, dancing on your... Oh, he's adorable. He's got the magic touch. Momo's a relaxed stegosaurus. Plates swing gently as you rub between her shoulders. That's cute as frick. Oh, and it's a female. Frick! I just gave it the wrong voice then. Even the towering Bronchiosaurus kneels once more, and when you reach up and press both hands against the warm curve of his snout, it exhales softly and whispers, "I will remember this moment for the rest of my life." You say it sincerely with a steady voice that carries through the warm jungle air. And now it reads out what I said, of course it does. A soft gasp rumbles through the clearing, followed by cheers, happy tail wags, stomping feet, and feather-flapping applause. The velociraptor at your side practically burst. "You're not just staying a while, you're staying forever, aren't you?" The Tyrannosaurus Rex lifts her head slightly, her great eyes glowing with pride. "Then this world is yours now, too." The Parasaurolophus' grumble waddles over, carefully lowering the platter of berry cakes. "Then we must throw the greatest welcome feast in Dinosauria history." A chorus of roars, chirps, and trumpeting calls rings to the trees, and just like that, a celebration begins. Music rises from the forest, natural rhythms from hollow logs and swaying fronds. Some dinosaurs begin dancing, in their own clumsy, hilarious, and adorable ways, while others pass out fruit drinks and carved out coconuts. The smell of fresh berries and sweet nectar fills the air. Even the shadows of dinosaurs peek out from the trees to watch the kind human who wanted nothing from them except friendship. You're free to laugh, eat, dance, nap in the grass, or ride on the back of a dinosaur if you want. You're no longer a visitor. You're part of the herd. As the sun sets over the golden canopy, one true settles in. You finally find a world that treats you the way you always deserved. What in the world? Alright, Guys, I gotta stop because the torture's gonna begin in about 5 minutes. I want to do it so I don't get tortured half to death. I'm gonna need the music, or there's a risk I'm gonna end up saying some very nasty stuff. That's why one is I can't record this. There is no way I'm getting myself in trouble on YouTube. Bye.